Hi everyone, welcome to Detail Surf Talk. Today we're talking about wetsuits. The warmth of the wetsuit depends on the thickness, the lining, the fit and the water resistance. First up, let's talk about thickness. The colder the water is, how thicker your wetsuit needs to be. But what do those numbers actually mean? The first number refers to the thickness around the torso. This is where you need the most warmth. The second number is the thickness on the arms. This is where you want to have more flexibility, so the neoprene is thinner. To know which thickness you need, here are some guidelines to help you to choose the right wetsuit. Water temperature above 25 degrees. No wetsuit needed. A lycra or maybe a 1mm wetsuit would be perfect. Water temperature between 17 and 21 degrees. The 3mm wetsuit is your best friend. Water temperature between 12 and 17 degrees. It's time for the 4mm wetsuit. Great for those cooler days. Water temperatures below 12 degrees. Go for a 5mm wetsuit. Here in Holland, we mainly use a 5mm wetsuit when we just want to buy one all-round wetsuit. Water temperature below 8 degrees. It's freezing outside, so we would recommend a 6mm wetsuit. And don't forget your cap, your gloves and your surf boots. Now that you know which thickness you need, let's have a look to the fit. Fit and size. Why is it so important? A wetsuit should be snug, but not too tight. Because a loose wetsuit, there's coming water in and it is cooling you down. A wetsuit that's too tight restricts movement and nobody wants that. So, how do you check the right fit? Start to check the size chart from the right brand. Tip 1. Make sure that you don't have wrinkles or air pockets in your wetsuit. Tip 2. Lift your arm. The wetsuit needs to feel flexible and not restrictive. Tip 3. Check if the neck fits well. Because when the gap is too big, the water is flushing in. So that's it for the fit. Let's go to the zippers. The zipper plays a big role. It affects how easy you can put it on, how much water is coming in and how flexible it is. The back zip. Due to the larger opening on the back side of your wetsuit, it's easier to get in or out. The free zip. The free zip is one of the most easy wetsuits to get in. The zipper is on the front side, and when you put it over your neck, you have a very wide opening to get into your wetsuit. But because of the wide opening, there's coming a little bit more water inside instead of the front zip. The front zip is the most common zipper on the market because of the water tightness and the flexibility. The nose zip. The nose zip is a challenge to get it on, but when you get it on, it gives you maximum freedom of movement. Not only the thickness of your wetsuit can make your body warm in the water, but also the thermal linings can make a very big difference. Thermal linings absorb water what intends on keeping your skin dry. Depending on the fabric of the lining and the position in your wetsuit, your 4mm could even be warmer than your 5mm wetsuit. Always check the quality of the wetsuit you would like to purchase. Last but not least, there are two types of stitches. Number 1, flat lock seams. Those wetsuits are stitched without glue, so the wind and water can get in more easily. Option 2 is a GBS seam. This stands for glued blind stitch. The stitching only goes through the surface of the neoprene, while the inside is glued. This makes it both stronger and waterproof. Long story short, your wetsuit's lining and seams don't just only affect warmth, they also impact flexibility. All of these features creates a wetsuit for all of these kinds of water temperatures. But it's very important to know that your input counts as well, because how more active you are on the water, how warmer your body temperature will be. Not everyone has the same definition of cold and warm, so base your choice on your own budget, water temperature and intensity of your sport. A wetsuit can make or break your session. The fit, thickness and flexibility are everything for a good wetsuit. Do you have any questions? Feel free to contact us. And do you like this video? Please subscribe and thumbs up for the like. See you soon.